For me, I shave every day. And she buys them in packs, carton. She used to buy it one pack. Now she buys it carton. That carton may last like 2 or 3 months. Once she start going down, I start remembering her. Because she's the supplier. The other time she traveled and she finished. Oh, Marita is not around. I called her. When are you coming back? She meets my need. When are you coming back? She said Tuesday. I started bombarding. You must come back. Because it's not just that. She buys. I like cashew nuts. She buys me 1 bottle every week. Some of them is not even her money. Some of them is not her money. But she's the one who knows. She will, if she has the money, she will use the money and buy. When she's so anointed financially, she will go and ask for money to get it, to come buy it. But the most important thing is that she ensures that those things are there for me. And she's done it for years. It's not eye service. It comes from her heart. But there are people with perverted mind and crooked eyes. They say it's in eye service. It's in eye service. Which one are you doing? Eye service is better than no service. Somebody who is doing eye service will go far than the one who is doing no service. It's better to do eye service than to do no service. Amen. Somebody, even socks. She buys what? She just checks. Socks. She buys my socks. When she has the money, for years or not now, years. The same thing she does for mama. At a time she was running the whole house. She would go to market, come back and cook for mama, wash clothes, do everything. Now she has hands doing those ones. Now watch. I went to preach for her brother in Aba years ago. And she was there. I had a 3-day meeting in their church in Aba. And I said, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Lagos. I just dropped it. I said, what? And left. She read English. She read English. She's a graduate of English language. She came to Lagos and said, God sent her to come and serve me and mama. That's her calling, to serve me and mama. And she got a job where she was teaching, where they were paying her. After some months, she resigned and said, that's not why she came. She came to serve. This is taking her where she came to serve. We're not paying her 1 kobo. At a stage, I said, you need to get something. The brothers are, she's from Rita is born with golden spoon. Her family is comfortable. She has never suffered before. Her brothers love her so much and they have money. So they gathered money and sent to her to start up a business. She rented a shop and stocked it. That thing ran for some months. She rented it out. Said this thing is distracting her. Her joy and fulfillment comes from serving two of us. And there are people there are some Satan's children that are angry with it. Some Satan's children that are angry with it. Because you are a Satan's child. If you're angry that somebody is helping me, you're a Satan's child now. You know Satan's child. And this is the truth. She occupies a powerful place in my life. She has earned my trust and mama's trust. In that house, when I'm looking for something, I don't see it. I'll just call Rita, where is this thing? She will say, okay. She will describe where it is. She organizes even my own house. She will tell you, because she pays attention to details. If I'm looking for belts, pin, I can't find it. Nobody can find it. If you call Rita, she will say, okay, that is. I put it in this, is in this, is this, is this. Is she giving us hundreds of millions? It's just that there are people who are not wired to serve, who have problems with serving. What I'm telling you now is how you should behave in your office. If your boss doesn't mention you to his friends doesn't tell his colleagues that you are the best that happened to him, you're a failure in that office. You cannot be promoted. This is the key. Anywhere God has planted you, your secular family is where you work. Your spiritual family is your church. Your biological family is your immediate family. You must find whoever is the boss that serve. Not just the boss, serve everybody there. Serve. Become a servant. Become a servant. But you know the truth, in every system, there are those, their job is creating problems. Whether it's a family system, biological family system, secular family, your office, your job, your business, your church, there are people that are headaches to every leader. People that are just troublemakers. Their job is creating problems, creating confusion, causing pain, causing distractions. And they'll be doing that and be wondering that they are not in the special book of those that matter in that place. In your office, every sim, your name must be mentioned. Because your guy is not calling you to warn you. You think he's not aware. And then one day your name comes up for promotion. He just cancels it. You say ancestral powers after you. It's not ancestral power. It's your behavior that is fighting your rising. Some of you. Mama was telling me to write a book. I preached a message some time ago titled Denied by Character. How many of you remember the message? The title is Denied. Many people have been denied favor by their character, denied promotion by their character, denied peace by their character, denied lifting by their character, denied favor by their character, denied even marriage by their character, denied opportunities by their character. Your character is either helping you or denying you. Pay attention to your character. And you know, a wise man said this, and it's true, that everywhere you are, your family, your church, your place of work, where you do business, you will be remembered by two things. Whenever your name is mentioned, you will be remembered by two things: the problems you create and the problems you solve. You will be remembered either by the problems you cause or the problems you solve. I told you when my daughter had traveled, I remembered her by what? By the problems she solved. I have children I remember by the problems they cause. What reminds me of them is the wahala they give me. But others I remember by the problems they solve. Can you imagine now somebody that holds the key to your promotion in your office, for instance, anytime he remembers you, your boss is what is reminding him of you is the problems you are causing in the system, the pain you are creating in the system, the losses you are causing in the system. What comes to mind when you are remembered? Is it the pain you created or the gain you created that comes to mind? Pay attention now. Life can be easier than we think. I've met parents who say, you ask, what of your child? Please don't mention that name. I don't want to hear of that child anymore. Because the memory of that child reminds them of pain. I'm talking of a mother that gives birth to a child. Say, please, I don't want to hear of that child anymore. Because anytime they remember their children, what comes to mind is the pain. The pain those children caused. Would that woman be praying for that child? No. We have pastors meeting. One pastor said, men of God, please, in the conference, all of us were pastors. One of them said, please join me in prayer. This name. That's Pastor Demola. I said, please, I've prayed for 2 years for this lady to leave my church. You people should add your faith to it. Help me pray her out. A pastor should be praying for people to stay now. But this man is praying for this one to leave. Because for 2 years she has been a pain on his neck. What are you gaining by becoming a pain? And you say you are strong. You see you are doing macho. You see, I don't do a service, so I don't fear no man. I fear only God. I respect people, but I don't fear man. I don't fear man. Who are you resembling? Who are you resembling? Huh? You are fighting the people you should yield to. The powers of darkness fighting you. You haven't fought all the ancestral powers after your life. All the familiar spirit chasing you. All the monitoring spirit chasing you. You are not fighting them. I had a daughter. I knew she was going to lose her job. She was always fighting her boss. When her boss talks, she will raise her voice because she feels she's bold. She has even done it with me several times. Whenever I'm talking with her, her face will change. I will humble myself. She will conquer me. I knew that her job was temporary. One day she even did it openly. And some of you, So I don't want to say it so that you start, because some of you, when I'm talking here, your mind will start putting 1 + 1 together. It must be this, it must be this. I know you people. I won't talk again. And then before you know it, somebody with Satan's nature will call and say, Papa, preach you. Use it to preach today. But this girl, she believes in giving you a piece of her mind. The only problem is that her mind is dirty. Her mind is smelling. When she releases a piece of her mind, everywhere is polluted. And she went back. Her boss would talk. He said, with due respect, ma, this is not like this, and I can't take this. I won't do this. She's not in that job today. She lost it. I knew she was going to lose it. When she lost it, I knew. I wasn't surprised. Because the woman was ready to even go. It's either I go or you go. And when the management of the company looked at it, they decided this woman is more valuable to us. So you go. Let's keep this woman. Even if the woman is oppressing you. The woman didn't really have anything tangible to tie to her. But the key thing is that she was disrespectful. She was a pain to the woman. And the woman then decided she must go or I go. And the management looked at it and said, this woman is more valuable to us. You go. This is wisdom. Many of you are suffering because you are fighting your helpers. Many believers today are living without help because they have fought their helpers. How many of us are hearing the voice of wisdom this morning? I've already preached myself happy. I preached myself happy. Even if you're not enjoying this, I'm enjoying this. I know when the spirit of wisdom comes upon me, it's on me this morning. That's why, you see, this was, you know what I'm teaching you now? The Holy Spirit taught me this thing during my quiet time. I'm teaching you what I live by. This message now has helped me to take some relationships to another level. But are you getting anything from this? Huh? Write this down. Service makes you a beneficiary of privileges. It makes you a beneficiary of special privileges. Because when you become special to a person or a system, you enjoy special privileges. Service catapults you to the rank of the privileged few. There is no system or organization where everybody enjoys equal favor. There is no system or organization where everybody enjoys equal privileges. No. Service grants you access to special privileges. It catapults you to the rank of the privileged few. And you see, little things can make a huge difference. Little things. The most important thing, just have the heart to serve. For instance, you know, for many years now, my son Blessing takes care of my laundry. For many years. I've never mentioned it. I don't call him. He will run to the house and say, please, I come to pack Papa's dresses. Many years, he takes care of my laundries. Once I come and they see dirty clothes, the face that comes is blessing. The name that comes is blessing. Because he helps me there. It's a major help he's giving me. He's done it for years. He did it when I was doing drag cleaning. Now he pays his money to wash them. He takes them to drag cleaning. Now he pays with his money. Pastor P has also done it for years. Now himself and Pastor P takes care of the suits. He takes care of the shirts and other ones. There are times I've wondered how my life would be without Pastor Nick inside it. I took him to Enugu. We rented a house in Enugu. We traveled. We have furnished it. We went there. He was to stay back and start to work. Throughout the night, I was rolling up and down, wondering how will I go back to Lagos without this young man. But I didn't know. Early morning, it was 5 o'clock. I came and said, Pastor Nick, dress up. You are going back with me to Lagos. You come back. He's here to go back. He's here to go back. I can't. You know, at times I will be imagining how will my life be without this young man in it. Look at Pastor P. There are people that makes your life easy. You can't forget those people. There are people that eliminate from you distractions and help you focus. You can't forget them. You can't forget them. Are they doing these things because I'm perfect? If you ask Mama will confirm to you that I'm not perfect. Those who live with me, ask my girls, they will let you know I'm not perfect. Nobody knows. Listen, nobody needs more prayer than the Pastor Zeke. And that's why I'm always asking you to pray for me. Yes. Serve. I decided to be serving the pastors in my village. I'm serving them now. It may not be much I do for them, but I'm serving them now. The last time I went to the village was in January. I called all of them. I went with them, then they cooked. All of us had fellowship. I shared the word with them. We ate and drank, and I brought them money. I didn't give them much. I thought it was not 14,000 I gave them. It wasn't much. Then I was looking at me as bigger than them. They said, "Sir, pray for us." I said, "Are you kidding me? Me pray for you?" I went on my knees. I said, "You want to pray for me?" The kind of prayers they prayed on my head in January, I'm still seeing the result now. Because that prayer didn't come from their mouth. That prayer came from their soul. And I'm seeing the result now. Venison is powerful. My venison pulled out that prayer from their soul. What are you gaining from creating pain for your leader, for your boss, for your parents? What are you gaining from running him down, running her down? What are you gaining? Just ask yourself, am I helping? In which way am I helping this system? In which way am I helping this man? In which way am I helping this woman? In which way am I supporting? Because listen to me. You are rewarded in any system. Your family, your job, anywhere. Not by being involved or by being around, but by the values you bring and add. If you are not a value adder, you will not be rewarded. You have to be adding value. You have to be bringing value. If you are not valuable, you are not rewardable. If you are not valuable, you are not rewardable. If you are not valuable, you are not rewardable. The thing you have to make is pay the price to make yourself needed wherever God has placed you. You can make you needed. Make yourself needed by making yourself valuable. Let me tell you, if you are not needed, it's your fault. You are the one who should make yourself needed. And every servant is needed. Once you become a servant, you become needed. You become needed. Don't stand aloof and act as though whether you are recognized or not is irrelevant. Listen, don't act as though the favor of your leader is unnecessary. That's pride. Never live your life in a way that communicates that fighting for the favor of your boss or your leader is not worth it. You're operating in foolishness. If you're operating as though you can do without the favor of your boss, as though you can do without the favor of your leader, as though you can do without the favor of your parents, you're a fool if you're acting like that. I've seen people who act as though my favor is not necessary. And I've seen people who are pressing in. I'm fighting to have favor with me. The same way I'm pressing, I'm fighting to have favor with my own destiny makers. If Joseph didn't find favor with this Potiphar, listen to me, his existence and life will be painful. There are people that once you lose their favor, it will tell in your marriage, it will tell in your business, it will tell in your pocket, it will tell everywhere. Because God builds human lives on human beings. There are listen, this building has pillars. There are human beings that God planted in your life as pillars upon which your life and destiny is hanging. If something goes wrong with your relationship with them, you will see a withering effect in other areas of your life. And Satan destroys destinies by killing relationships that support those destinies. That's why when you see a failed old man, you will look behind him, there will be trails of broken, important relationships. If you are not making progress with your life, I can trace it to the disintegration of valuable destiny molding relationships. Because there is nothing you need from God that will come from God directly to you. God is the source of all you need. Men are the channels through which they come. And what Satan does, since he cannot block the source, it can block the channel, and whatever is the source is released, it will never reach you. The Lagos State Water Corporation is the source of the water that runs in the pipes. But how many of you know that water can be running in their tank? If the pipe, which is the channel of that water to your kitchen, is blocked, you won't have water. Not because there is no water in the source, but because the channel is blocked. There are people who are not enjoying favor, not because God is not releasing favor, but because the channel of those favors are blocked. Let me tell you, if you are not fighting for the important relationships in your life, you are not fighting for your destiny. And the only thing that causes people to live like that are two things: foolishness and pride. Foolishness and pride. Foolishness and pride. Can you imagine a married woman now who is living her life as if being in her husband's good books is not important? She will have a difficult marriage. A woman who is not fighting for the favor of her husband. You see, you are losing your husband's favor, you are losing your husband's affection, you are losing your husband's attention, and you keep quiet. After all, who is here? I can take care of myself. Very soon you'll be a divorcee. And if you stay inside, you become an abused woman. Or a man who thinks that fighting for the favor of his wife is not important. You notice your wife shrinking, pulling back, locking up, withdrawing from you, locking up, resentful. You notice that she's no longer, the tenderness you used to know is no more there. The love you used to know, the affection, the softness is no longer there. The commitment is no longer there. And you feel it's unnecessary. Only a fool thinks that. Because if your marriage crashes, you will see the effect on other areas of your life. People fight for relationships they can do without. And the ones they cannot do without are the ones they abandon. Foolishness. Okay. You know that I don't want to come back to this. I'm just trying to. Mama is giving me a sign to stop. Okay. I can't finish this. All I will say to you is that if you are not committed to serving, you are not committed to being lifted. If you are not committed to serving, you are not committed to rising. If you are not committed to serving, you are not committed to rising. If you are not committedly serving, you are not committed to being lifted, rewarded, or promoted. Let me give you one more, and we'll drop it. Let's leave it here. I believe I've given you something valuable today. The key is this. One of the lessons I learned from Joseph as I'm studying his life now is this: pour yourself where you are right now. Don't joke with where you are now. Don't joke with what you have now. Your future is inside what you have now. Your future is inside where you are now. Don't joke with the wife you have now. Don't be hoping something will happen so you can divorce her and marry somebody else, or she died. Don't joke with the husband you have now. Don't joke with the job you have now. Don't joke with the family you have now. Don't joke with the business you have now. Don't joke with the church you have now. Don't joke with the role you have now. Don't joke with where you are now. Your future is not somewhere else. Your future is where you are now. Your future is inside what you have now. Handle them with care. Pour your whole self into where you are, and you are pouring your whole self into your future. Your future is where you are now. Pour your whole life into where you are now, and you are pouring your whole life into the future. Don't wish you were in a better place. Where you are now is pregnant with the future. Pour your whole self into where you are now. Pour your whole self into what you have now, and then you have saved the future. But if you stay and you are believing, you withhold your best from where you are now, waiting for better opportunities to give your best, that better opportunity will never come because it's trapped inside where you are now. Did you hear what I said now? There are some of you who are sitting down doing nothing here because you can't see a future. You can't see that you have a future here. Some of you are not giving your best into the business you have now because to you it doesn't look like much. But the future is inside where you are now. The future is inside what you have now. If you are handling them well, you are handling the future well. If you are mishandling them, you are mishandling the future. If you lose them, you have lost the future. Because today is the womb of tomorrow. Rise up to your feet, everybody. Rise up and give him praise. Bless his name. Bless him. Bless him. Give him glory. Bless him. 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 Bless him.